I remember seeing Sunset Overdrive in its E3 2014 reveal. It was an Xbox One exclusive at the time, but the PC port released 4 years later in 2018. I was interested in it because it was made by Insomniac Games. I played a ton of Ratchet and Clank in my childhood, so I was curious to check out Sunset Overdrive with its bright colors and action-packed gameplay. The game starts with the protagonist working a dead-end job at Fizco's Overcharge launch party. It's all fun and games until the energy drink starts turning everyone into hideous monsters called OD. All hell breaks loose, and it's up to the player to find a way to help people around Sunset City and find a way to escape. The game doesn't explain why the player can fight OD effortlessly while bouncing around like everything's made of jelly. It doesn't matter though, because Sunset Overdrive's an adrenaline-filled adventure that rarely takes itself seriously.
Let's not complicate things by poking holes in the way we deliver the story, okay?
It's a self-aware game that loves to parody common tropes and break the fourth wall. The entire game takes place in an open world with standard video game stuff like a main objective, side quests, challenges, and collectibles. What made the game stand out though are the weapons and traversal system. The guns here are so much fun to use. You can get a lot of ridiculous weapons that shoot out vinyl discs, exploding teddy bears, and even fireworks. As for the traversal system, there are a lot of different ways to move across the map apart from grinding. I actually wondered why it felt so familiar while I was running along walls and jumping around. Then it hit me. Those mechanics were in the 2018 PS4 Spider-Man game, though it was refined even more there because it's Spider-Man. Anyway, it's important to always be on the move in Sunset Overdrive. There's OD everywhere, so you'll be overwhelmed pretty fast if you stay on the ground. More importantly, moving in a variety of ways builds up the style meter, which gives you buffs. Each level in the style meter activates amps. Hero amps give you abilities like increasing your damage when you have less health, or having an announcer that announces your awesomeness. Weapon amps give abilities to your guns, and epic amps do some strange but awesome stuff like increasing the chance of lightning striking your enemies. Maintaining the meter took effort. My fingers were practically scrambling on my controller just so I could keep moving and shooting. Customization is another cool aspect in the game. Apart from the character creator, I was amazed at how much clothing and accessories are here. You can dress your character in every style imaginable, with plenty of wacky outfits to boot. I'm a sucker for these things, so I spent a lot of time changing outfits in between quests. It was fun being roasted by the NPC selling clothing too.
Oh, just look at what you're wearing.
I think the only time she ever gives compliments is when you actually buy something from her. The downside to the game is how repetitive it got after a few hours. A lot of the missions felt the same, with plenty of fetch quests. I didn't pay much attention to the story and characters, though I got a lot of laughs from the game's humor, and I was generally interested to see what kind of crazy stuff would happen next. The PC port of Sunset Overdrive includes the season pass of the original game, so all of the extras are here. Well, almost all the extras. The PC version doesn't have multiplayer mode for some reason. I played both of the DLCs in the game right after I finished the main story. The Mystery of Mo Oil Rig takes the player to an oil rig near Sunset City, complete with some new weapons, amps, clothes, and more. The boss battle was fun, and the quests were funny, just like the main game. The second DLC, Dawn of the Rise of the Fallen Machines, gave an additional ending to the game. It gives the player access to a closed-off portion in Sunset City, and unlike the oil rig location, this one's futuristic with killer robots and magnetic ball things. I won't go into spoilery details, but the boss is the coolest thing in this DLC, because it's literally the most fourth wall breaking thing in the entire game. And this game lives on fourth wall breaking. Sadly, I couldn't enjoy both add-ons too much. It all had similar mission formats and collectibles just like the main game, so I mostly dragged myself through them. What prevented me from fully enjoying the DLC was the fact that I was already burned out by the end of the game. The main game took me around 15 hours to beat. I kept playing just to see the last few stories in those DLCs. They were about 2 to 3 hours long anyway, and I do think they were worth checking out before completely leaving Sunset City. I still enjoyed most of the game though. It was fun to launch the game on days when I just wanted to shoot things up and laugh at the jokes. Let me know what you all thought about the video. I'm glad that a lot of the games that I've missed out on are getting PC ports. I also like covering games that don't get too much attention, but of course I'll still cover some more well-known ones. The next game that I'm going to talk about is something of a cult classic, so I hope you guys stick around. I'll see you in the next video.